So yesterday, South Africa and Nigeria were trending. Some South Africans yesterday started a trending request from the e-hailing services from Nigeria, and they ended up wasting the time of the drivers, and it was part of a prank, in a very disturbing prank that they've termed Request in Nigeria Challenge. The South Africans would book Uber or Bolt rides. However, when the driver gets to the location or they are in transit, they will cancel the trip, wasting the driver's time and fuel. Meanwhile, Nigerians retaliated by causing even more havoc with taxi drivers, taxi fares in South Africa by organizing drivers of ride-hailing apps to converge in a specific location. I saw that picture and I was like, why? Nigerians, why? Nigerians have escalated their response, extending their efforts to businesses in South Africa, including restaurants that accept payments on arrival. So they will then, in a coordinated attempt, an effort to disrupt operations within the country, they would place orders and you'll be getting payments on delivery, and then they put in a wrong number and all those stuff. Anyway, this retaliation and back and forth that was happening on X yesterday caught our attention. I'm going to just discuss it. Mainly, we want to hear your own views. What do you think about this? Or is it that you don't even know about this? Because some people do not even know this happened because it was purely a Twitter X drama. You can join the conversation by calling us on our numbers that will display on the screen, which is 0810-764-14... 081. All the numbers on the screen. Let's go to Twitter, which is where the drama started, to get more information, as well as you can join us on YouTube so that we can read your comments on our video. So yesterday, when the producer sent us the message that, do you know what is happening? I said, what is happening again? No, please, I don't have time for all these X people. These X people, X.com drama is too much. But it wasn't just a drama this time. It wasn't just a tweet. You know, you can tweet and it's not really impacting anybody. It might make them feel bad, but this was actually affecting several people, their livelihood, wasting their money. They were even ordering products online just so that you can show we are 200 million Nigerians. When we want to show you, we show you. You started the war, we're going to give it to you back. Mariam, when you saw this, what was your
I'm so excited for my liking.
Oh, okay, so
for this story.
It's Friday, and I told you I'm very happy, so I think...
I am too excited. You're a typical Nigerian. We love this sort
We love wawulens.
I mean, when I was on it, you need to see how, apart from those who are doing it, the cheerleaders, oh my goodness. But, you know, for me, it just opened up the fact that social media is powerful, and we need to be careful how we use it. I mean, that you're in your country sitting down and you're able to affect businesses across, you know, thousands of miles away. And for me, this conversation is really about better enforcement of how we use social media and how we regulate social media. There's nothing wrong, well, there is, I see, but it's better to have the back and forth that we normally have. You express yourself, the person does the same. But for you to keep ordering all those Ubers and different products, and then you think you can get away with it. So I'm wondering if this has happened in any other situation outside Nigeria, South Africa, and how was it handled? Or this is the first time, this is the first case of it happening, and what our countries, both countries, are going to do towards this. But secondly, this also tells us that this South African-Nigerian rivalry is a big deal. It started from just, you know, we understand the xenophobia that happens within the country, but the other one was just banter on social media, and it's getting to this point, and I'm worried. You know, I'm worried for South Africans in Nigeria. I'm worried for Nigerians in South Africa. You know, one thing that happens with Twitter conversation is, before you know it, it evolves into real-life bullying and real-life assaults, you know. So what is the government going to do? Because they cannot pretend not to have seen it. So we're talking about our foreign ministers, you know, our diplomatic missions. What are they going to do, both countries? And I think we need to come up with a project, Nigerian-South African project, that will help bring about fostering better relationships between these two countries. telling our stories, giving context to some things and why it is that we're better together as brothers than constantly bickering to the point of stopping businesses. That's my take. I'm not a fighter, I'm a lover.
Does it look like this our Nigerian people are even concerned about what's happening?
No retreat, no surrender. That's what Nigeria does.
That means what is extra.
I always
She's
say,
too excited.
I always say that do not at any point in time let Nigerians gather over your matter. If whether it is right or it is wrong, if it's right, they will rightfully will you to a right place. And if it's wrong, my dear, you will not like the outcome. Because for West Africa, Nigeria and West Africa, and for South Africa, yes, the cordiality within us is that we're Africans first. And I think this thing, yes, Nigeria blew it out of proportion because we just had to, you know, sometimes my people will say the person that asks you that what do you want to do, you have to do it and show the person that this is what I can do. And you will show him. That's what Nigerians just did. Excuse you, you cannot toy with the giant of Africa. Fine, we might have our deficits. We agree. If
you do have lights.
No lights, no good road, bad government policy. Yes, we agree, but do not let Nigerians unite on your matter. I think this thing was just, in my opinion, it was just a transfer of aggression from the whole Chidinma story and every other thing that South Africans just press on us. And sometimes we look away, in all sincerity, they'll do things. When you're on the X space more, you see things, and even from Gambia, from some other countries, they'll just rub on us, and we're just like, well, you people are too small. You're just a small fry. But we look at South Africans like, these people want to hold our neck. They want to choke us. So by the time we want to counter-choke, somebody will be needing oxygen to, you know, to breathe and live. But all the same, I would also say that Nigerians should take it easy. We have a lot of bilateral relationships amongst us. We have one of the finest South African companies here, and too numerous of them even in Nigeria. And do not also forget, like even the Chidinma story, she's her mother, her father. We have different descents who have married into South African, into other races. So if you begin this type of war, we know we will still always refer to even our Ife and Modakeke story, which was within. It was gory. So if we let this really blow out of proportion, other than the fact that there's cruise gun is in one, but just do it small. It's just sample. Don't need to show them a way. Just show them the sample part of it. You understand? Me, I like when you put hand in somebody's eye. The person will be able to look at you and like, are you sure? Do you want me to shook my eye back? So by then now we are shooking our hand. It's not like somebody is blinding. But ultimately, the government too should come and mitigate or mediate in this ongoing rivalry. It's been going on for too long. And I fear particularly for Nigerians who are in South Africa, because that's how this xenophobic attack started, and somebody will just get spoiled and will just get angry over maybe things that some of us back here in Nigeria consider as trivial. And somebody will start, and before you know, we are calling family, government, helter-skelter. So let's know when to just draw a line. Though it was a South African that started it. Let's state it very clear, category. We're not a find trouble, but don't knock on our door if you do not have money to buy market.
Interesting. Somebody would think that she was in the planning committee.
I
was waiting for her to land so that I can
have not known about it.
Where is this we are?
No, I can't exclude. When you say Nigerians, you know, even things that you don't know about, they just like Nigerians. I'm like, which day did I participate in this kind of thing?
So Amaka, they said that this wasn't just even a Twitter X thing, that even on TikTok, that a guy on TikTok ordered a lot of towels to an address in South Africa for payment or delivery. So my worry is where the person delivers the towel. The guy will now open the door and find out that I did not order for towels, and that's putting businesses at risk. I know you run a business, and imagine if you run a business that is like online payment and delivery, and you are finding yourself having to do delivery to find out that it was somebody in South Africa that was scamming you and all of that. What's your opinion?
Pranking.
I want to prank. Sorry.
Yeah.
Prank. So two sides. As a business owner and as a legal, our learned colleague on this matter.
Okay, so let me first of all start from the overview of saying that I know Mariam is saying something like that, 2 wrongs don't make it right, but then you cannot beat me and tell me how to cry or when to stop crying. I just feel like that this is coming on the heads of different things happening between South Africa and Nigerians, and then it's beginning to look like bullying, like, you know, in a certain form of way. Because why do you think it's okay to do that? First of all, everybody knows the problem we're having now with fuel in Nigeria, petroleum issue and stuff. And then you think it's okay to waste, people queue up for all night. They won't sleep early hours of the morning to buy petrol, and then you think it's okay to want to waste somebody's time. No, we will show you that Nigeria, when you do us, we do. We might not be united within, but then when we gather on your matter, we gather on your matter. That's on one. Then secondly, as a business owner, why do you want to do payment on delivery?
You took it another place, so.
Yeah, because me, I don't run my business like that. Because I'm not going to take, because I'm not going to take my time, efforts, and everything I'm putting into. So supposing I get there and then the person's phone is off, even if it's a legit transaction, or you can't reach the person, or for one reason or the other, and you're dealing with maybe like perishable items that will spoil. So I don't think for an established country like South Africa, I don't think that's big because they have different payment platforms. So why are you doing payment on delivery? So for a business owner, I don't think that works. I don't think that's very efficient because you're trying to make people believe that, oh, our service is efficient, our goods are original, whatever. Like the contract or terms and conditions apparently states that when I bring the goods, you pay me. But then when I bring the goods and I don't like the goods, it doesn't look like what I saw, then you don't pay me. So there's no legal consequence because people have a right to change their mind. So when you tell me that I'm going to receive payment when I bring the goods, that means I have the right to change my mind. Right? So so I have the right to change my mind. So there's a condition. We don't like most times online sales online. People will always write no refund, no exchange. At least they are stating their terms and conditions, right? But when you say payment or delivery, anything can happen. You're leaving it open. It's open-ended in terms of an oral contract.
Okay.
Yeah.
I get it as a model of business, but concerning this, because I think I saw some comments talking about they can't even do it back to us because Nigerians, we don't even have that kind of... But does that say something about our country and our culture?
We used to. We tried it, but it didn't work.
Yes, it did not work.
People
in their
take
country
advantage.
It works. Does it say, is it another way of yabbing ourselves? You think that we are better?
No.
Because they have a culture that they trust that the person who is making that request would follow through.
It, yeah.
But we know as Nigerians that we may jam, you just never know what you meet at the end.
Yeah.
But I have done many businesses on payment on delivery here in Nigeria. I think there are some businesses that understand, their target market and they're able to do it. But for me, I just feel that it's a more evolved society that can run that model of business. Because sometimes you're in an emergency. Imagine if you needed to, order something. But in this case, it worked bad for them.
But there's a loophole in the model of doing business. And usually...
In Nigeria,
I'm coming. Even for them, because even after this incident, now businesses there will have noticed that there's now a loophole.
And
then they'll try to fix it, regardless of anyhow you want to look at whether it happened with Nigerians doing this or otherwise. Now, the businesses that were hit, or impacted by this thing that happened negatively, would look for a way to fix it so it doesn't happen next time.
Yeah, I get you, but I'm saying that it's a slight on us, not on them.
Yeah, but then regardless of whatever, anything can happen.
There's always policies. There's always ideal.
You can always reenact and bring back.
We always have ideal policies, and then when we see the loophole, we cover it up. In the US, you can buy your clothes and return.
Exactly.
And when people taking advantage of it, they reduce the
number of
time you can keep. Yes. Even for shoes, your shoe must have no stains, so that we're sure that it's in good condition. So there's always that room.